Okay, in the last video I was looking at the torque limit here on this Excel spreadsheet. Now if I just move on a little bit next, what I'll do is I'll move on to the smoke limitation map. Once again, I'm obviously starting with the original map. Nothing clever involved in this. I've just taken this map straight out of Windows, copied it into Excel, and here it is. Engine speed down the side, air pressure across the top. Obviously that could be mass airflow, or it might even be lambda values, but at the moment for this particular file it's a measurement of air pressure. Now you'll immediately see that we've got a problem because the output is in milligrams. It's in milligrams per cycle or milligrams per stroke, and of course all the previous maps, that one's torque 400 and something, this one's torque up to 400 and something, so this does not match with previous maps. So we've got to ignore that one for a minute, and so we've got to ignore smoke limitation and go and look at how we might get a conversion. So here we've got torque to injection quantity conversion map. Now generally speaking you don't need to change this, but of course you might need to change it if you want values that go off the end of the map, because we don't need to change the rate of conversion because that's fixed, that's all okay. But what we might need to do, of course, is have new numbers. We might need to extend the range. Now as you should know by now, we can't extend the range in the sense that we can't just add new columns and make the map bigger and bigger and bigger. So although I want to extend this to have perhaps up to, like I've put there, 450 Newton meters, I can only do it if I remove a column. So I will at some point have to take a column out so I can put a new column in. Now it would appear that if we went up to about 450 Newton meters, we should get these sorts of values. Now what I've done is I've not done anything clever. I've used the formula that's in Excel. So in other words, I've used the formula in Excel, which is known as forecast, and I've asked it to forecast the next value after 89.5, assuming that that value is 450. And so what it's done is it's forecast 89.5 for 420, and it's used all these previous values as a guide, and it's done a little bit of maths, and it's come up with 95.7. And so these values are just the next one in the series, as if you were drawing a graph. So it's as if this was a graph line going up and up and up and up and up, and then you've extended the graph to see what the next value is, except that Excel has done it for us and it's saying it's 90.2. So it's produced some new values for the end here. And obviously, as I just said, ideally I need to build a completely new map, and the easiest way of building a completely new map is to take a value that I don't want, so I take out a column that I don't want and put the new one in. And so that's exactly what I've done. I've taken out the column that was here, so if we look, there's 90, it's gone. So I've taken out 90 and I've shifted everything across, so nothing's changed. The values, the columns, the axis information, all of that is still exactly the same, so I've not actually affected these numbers. All I've done is shifted everything to the left, and I've added one new column at the end with my new values. So now with a little bit of luck I can look up, and if I want to know what's going on at 450 Newton meters, I can say, well, let's pick something. I could say, well, 3000 revs, 450 Newton meters, I think I should be injecting about 74.2 milligrams. And of course I didn't know that before because it stopped at 71.2. So now I've got a new way of looking at that value. Now that's how I've changed that map. Now what I'll do is I'll stop there and then come back to explain why or how the change to that map has helped me. So I'll just stop there for a minute.